back to the whole Adam22 situation.
Yes.
I mean, Adam's justification was this was an important historical moment in hip hop. Pop Smoke getting killed?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
but
Pop Smoke getting killed was an important moment in hip hop.
That was, yeah.
And listen, I talked to Pop Smoke a week before he got killed.
Oh, wow.
We were planning an interview.
Oh, wow.
We just kept, I wanted to do it in person, and every time I'd call him in LA, he'd be in New York, then I'd get to New York, he'd be in LA, but he would always pick up my calls, and we got text messages and everything else like that.
Yeah.
I really wanted to interview Pop Smoke. I was mad at his manager because Pop Smoke's never had a story about his life. You know, never had a real sit-down interview.
Right.
So I admire the whole drill movement in New York. That's all Pop Smoke. All these guys like 5EO and Sleepy Hollow, they all basically based their style on what Pop Smoke did. So he was an important hip hop figure. So Adam's thing is, listen, this is, you know, this murder was a very important time in hip hop, and to actually have someone give a firsthand account who was actually involved in it is historically important. Listen, I've interviewed one of the two guys that killed Michael Jordan's dad. And some people were upset about that. I'm sure me and Michael Jordan probably aren't best friends right now.
Right.
But I felt like this was...
That can be seen as exploitive though, Vlad. Yeah?
Okay. And I accept
like
that.
if I interview the guy, Officer Byrd, who shot Ashley Babbitt at the January 6th thing.
Yeah.
People would lose their minds.
I would love to see that interview.
You there?
I would do that interview. I would do that interview.
Yeah.
100%.
But people, they would lose their minds.
I felt she got exactly what she deserved. Yeah, she could rest in piss for all. You try to break into the Capitol building, you try to kill senators or whatever else, and you got shot. Boo-hoo.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now her family's suing. Fuck them.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would totally interview that cop. 100%. Now, would some people see it as exploitive? Sure. Who cares? No fucks given. That's just my thing, though.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like, I interviewed Sammy the Bull. He killed like 19 people. I'm sure his family hates me right now. Right? So I've interviewed lots of hitmen and stuff like that. So I can see both sides of it. I mean, would you interview Dylann Roof?
I would. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. I would interview him to really, you know, to see what was in his head and to understand his views. Yeah, I would interview him.
I don't think I would.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It would look bad if you did it.
Yeah. You don't think it would look bad if you did it?
No, because, you know, I'm from the community and I'm doing it, you know, for a reason, to get into the mind of this guy, to warn other people of this is the kind of mindset people like this have, and these are the signs to look for. That's why I would do it. I would do it to warn my audience, like, hey, if you see somebody like this, and Dylann had black friends.
Did he?
Yeah. You know that?
No, I didn't know that.
One of his homeboy was black. His homeboy had a black friend saying, oh, Dylann Roof, that's my friend. He's not racist. Yeah.
Right. All those
you know
people he killed in the church?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would interview Dylann Roof because I feel like although Sammy the Bull probably killed more people than Dylann Roof, it was more of a soldier kind of mentality.
It was other criminals, basically.
It was other soldiers, you know, that he was basically killing.
Right.
Other mafia guys.
Right.
He didn't go into a church
and kill a bunch of innocent people.
But for example, a regular guest on my show is Terrence Gangster Williams, who has admitted to killing 40 people. All of them black men. In New Orleans. Starting at 11 years old.
Wow.
You know, which he ultimately admitted to, which is how he got out of prison. And, you know, he implicated his friends who were dead at the time.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like the Hot Boys was a crew of killers, essentially, in New Orleans. So I have interviewed killers on many occasions, but Pop Smoke is still kind of fresh in people's minds.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it, you know, and the guy was really young who did it. I think he's like maybe, 20 now or something?
Yeah. And the way they did it, you know, it
was a robbery.
It was a robbery, and, you know, they saw him on Instagram or something like that.
Something like that,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Adam is taking the flack right now, but he's not crying about it.
Yeah, Adam is like content over everything. Hey,
yeah, and me and him are not. That's my friend, but me and him are not on the same page when it comes to content. You know what I'm saying? Like the threesomes with my wife, and
oh Lord, yeah,
you know,
I've been up there when they're shooting scenes before. I mean, I'm walking through like ass and titties to the other side. So yeah. So it's an experience over at No Jumper.
You know, like whereas I try to suppress the altercation between you and Tommy Sotomayor. He would post it right away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's where me and him differ. I'm trying to show that this is a safe environment and a professional environment, and it's not content over everything. He's like, oh shit, there's an argument. Let's put the content out. And there's nothing wrong with either one of us in terms of how we, you know, express ourselves. But like, for example, the last time I did an interview at No Jumper, I had my armed security with me, and Adam security said he can't bring the gun in. He's going to have to leave it in the car. And I'm like, I'm not going in.
Oh, yeah.
I said, so you either need to call Adam and make an exception, or I'm getting back in my car and driving home. Because I'm not walking in there unarmed, because there's been some crazy shit that's happened at No Jumper. I don't know who's in there.
Right.
Someone who might have a beef with me or whatever else. I'm not going to get into a fist fight with
Because
somebody.
initially when I would go up there, you know, a couple of years ago, I would have people outside, you know, but now I'm cool. Everything is cool. I go in there because I make sure that if I go in there, the conversation is going to be constructive. It ain't going to be no bullshit. So I kind of get that established. And shout out to Wack, and I had a brother named Cesariak. Wack wanted me to come up there and just have a good conversation. And I said, hey, as long as it's not that goofy shit, we're going to be good to go. And we had a great conversation up there. So I like to make sure beforehand it ain't going to be none of that goofy ass stuff up there. Because they need a lot of that stuff they got to cut out. I don't like, because I got a lot of friends who they have up there banging, and they don't need to do all that. They don't really need to do all that up there.
Everyone has their own path. How they make the content. That's his path. He's done well with it. I have a different path. And, you know, everyone has respect for, you know, each other.